Welcome to Caskets and Cocktails, Memoirs of a Cemetery Dude. Get ready for a hilarious dive into the world of death care where cemetery industry veteran Mr. Danny and his daughter Katie will answer all those crazy questions you've been dying to ask. Go ahead and pour yourself a drink, pull up a rocking chair, and get ready for some laughs because we guarantee Caskets and Cocktails will be the last ones to let you down.
Hey guys, Katie Leverett here.
I'm Danny Faulkner. I'm her daddy.
And welcome to Caskets and Cocktails.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Finally.
I had to do that a couple times, guys. And
I said drink.
our drink today that we're featuring is the Finnish long drink.
Finnish.
Like, as in from Finland.
Oh.
Yes. And
They
it
need to
is
get a better name than Finnish.
long drink. I think that's what you call stuff from Finland.
Oh.
I don't-
Oh, like longboat and
Maybe.
long drink and
Probably, but
long
it's a
nights.
unique taste of natural grapefruit and juniper berry with flavors of gin.
Oh.
It's gin in a can, y'all.
Oh,
And
man.
it is delightful.
Oh, wow.
And you just had a sip.
It was very good.
And Mr. Danny doesn't like anything
No,
but Jack Daniels.
I don't like anything.
And, but it is apparently the top selling drink in Finland. Who knew? And it is delightful.
It is very good, actually. It's very clean and crisp.
Yes. So
Now
you guys.
send me money, Finland.
Now, you guys go out and check it out. They have a sugar-free version, too, and it is so good.
Really?
It's equally as good as the sugary one.
Well, I'll tell you, that one is
misordered.
very good.
Yeah, it's yum.
Uh-huh.
Well, guys, we have a great show for you today. We've
Yes.
had a couple of cocktails. We are ready to roll.
Yeah, we're rolling now.
And so, one of the questions that we received from a Patreon supporter...
Dun dun dun. Hey, speaking of dun 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 dun, I think we might need a theme music.
Have you not listened to our show? We have an opener.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like a real theme music.
Well, kind of.
Okay.
But anyway, our Patreon subscribers are submitting questions. And guess what? We answer all your questions. If
Yes.
you are a certain tier in Patreon, we will email you the answer if it is not featured on the show. But wanted to say a huge thank you to Margaret.
Thank you, Margaret.
Thank you, Margaret. She lives in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah?
And she wants to know, has anybody ever gotten the wrong impression from you? So basically, are there misconceptions that you run into on a regular basis?
People have gotten the wrong impression about me all of my life.
Somehow that doesn't shock me.
They hear my voice and they think I'm a mass murderer.
Oh, no, they don't.
No, they
Not
don't.
anymore.
No, no, not anymore. Yeah, people, not necessarily misconceptions about me, but misconceptions about what I do and what goes on in the industry and all that stuff. Now, this is really weird, but this guy came up to me, he says, "You seen my mama naked?"
Were you like, what's her name?
Yeah, no.
Where'd she go to high school at?
No. His mom was dead.
Oh, God.
And I said, no, I haven't seen your mother naked. And he said, well, I know you guys see them naked. I said, no, we don't see them naked, okay? I said, first of all, I'm in the cemetery business. I don't see anybody naked. I don't even see people naked at my house, okay? I'm not naked. I don't do naked. I said in the embalmers and all those morticians.
You don't do naked.
Well, I mean, you
You
know.
shower in a swimsuit?
Well, I've got like a robe. But embalmers and morticians and people like that, they put sheets over them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, okay, this goes way back. When I was in college, I was an art major, studio art major.
Okay.
That's where I met your mother.
Yes.
I met her in a class drawing nudes.
Yes.
So me and a buddy of mine signed up for that class because there'd be naked women.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
And so we just sit around and look at naked women all day.
How'd that go?
Well, I did not know that the professor was a gay guy. So the naked women were few and far between. However, there were a lot of naked men. Okay, that are difficult to draw.
Yeah.
And so after that experience of several months drawing naked people of various
scarred you.
sizes and stuff, I said, you know what? I could do without naked for a good while.
Yeah.
This is too damn hard. And so I hadn't drawn naked people since.
Yeah.
But I don't hang out with naked people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So and morticians feel the same way.
Yeah.
So they cover them up with sheets.
Right. Right.
Okay. And give them a bit of their last dignity. You know. But I just thought that was so weird. I mean, wow, his mother died.
Yeah.
She's at the cemetery. I'm fixing to bury her. And this butthead says, "Have you seen my mother naked?" Well, what the hell kind of question is that? You know? I mean, out of all the questions,
Yeah.
why would you ask me that question?
Yeah.
Do I look like kind of a dead woman naked looker at her? I mean,
I don't think so, but maybe he did thought
maybe it's
so.
the bow tie.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that guy's got a bow tie. I bet he saw my mother naked. I don't know. I just thought that was really
What's
peculiar.
the next question going to be? Did you like it? Or I don't know.
Yeah, you know,
Where do you go from there?
I was afraid he's going to poke me in the eye.
Yeah.
You know, poop. Saw my mother naked, poop. Come on, man, it's my job. But, you know, I mean, but they had such weird preconceptions
Yeah.
of what we do.
Yeah.
And I have worked out of several funeral homes with funeral people and running their cemeteries and managing. Anyway. And they think weird things. I mean, like, we all just sit around and pout or, you know, are very depressing or
Yeah.
talk, you know, real down and, you
Yeah.
know, oh, well, I guess I'm going to die, you know. Well,
Yeah.
well, hell yeah, you're going to die sooner or later,
Yeah.
but not today, hopefully. So because of what we do, because of the fact that we bury people that died very unexpectedly, we tend to enjoy the day.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
enjoy the day. We wake up, we know, hey, look, I got another one.
Yeah.
Let's see what kind of fun we can have in this one.
Yeah.
And so we have fun, enjoy the day, and go to bed and wake up the next day and go, damn, here's another one. Let's go out and have fun on this one. So we go out and we have fun. Now, preachers need to do a better job at what they do. Okay? Because they get everybody down in the dumps and gloomy and, oh, hell, I'm going to die. And when I die, you know, I don't want to die now. And, well, when you die and the preacher's been preaching to you, you go to heaven. It's a wonderful place.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not in a rush to get there. Don't get me
Right.
wrong.
Right.
But when it happens, I'm supposed to be happy about it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I want everybody else to be happy about it.
Right.
So, and we've talked about final disposition of me and your mother and all this sort of stuff. But there's going to be plenty of money left over for a big party. Yeah. And when I say a big party, I'm talking about a big cocktail party.
I like it.
Shrimp, you know, lobster, you know, everybody's going to have fun. They're going to eat. They're going to drink to excess. And throw up outside, hopefully.
Ew.
Well, I mean,
This isn't a gypsy wedding
Well-
or a funeral.
well, listen, it's
It's a Mr. Danny
if
funeral.
somebody
Ooh.
doesn't throw up and the police aren't called, it's not a real funeral.
Oh my God.
Because fun is the first word in funeral.
That's true. That
if
is
you think
true.
about it.
If you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was intended. God
Yeah.
intended it to be fun.
Yeah.
Not gloomy.
I hope you're not sharing that invite with everybody because I don't know if we can afford everyone.
Well,
but
no,
hey, maybe
no.
you're Patreon subscribers. maybe we'll add that as a tier. Get invited to Mr. Danny's
Yeah,
funeral.
Yeah, I never thought about
Hopefully
that.
it's not anytime soon.
Well, not this week anyway. I'm busy on Thursday.
Where do you think that misconception came from of that doom and gloom and wearing all black and depressed and sad and
Well,
all that
it
kind of
comes
yahoo?
from the same place that why people are scared of cemeteries.
Right.
The movies.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, because you never see monsters coming out of funeral homes.
Yeah, that's true.
Monsters don't come out of funeral homes and grab you.
Yeah.
They come out of graves and grab you.
Yeah.
You walking down,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden this arm grabs your foot
Yeah.
and drags you down into the grave, and you're going, oh God, oh Lord, oh God. So that's where it comes from. It comes from the movies.
Yeah.
That's because before the movies, nobody was scared of cemeteries.
That's true.
Because
Nobody knew, didn't it?
no monsters ever came out of there and grabbed you.
Yeah.
So, and that's why nobody's scared of funeral homes is because, there aren't any monsters there
Yeah, that's true.
that are going to grab you.
I mean, clearly.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I've never seen one.
Yeah.
I've been in several.
Yeah.
Saw a couple of ladies once I thought were monsters, but
They weren't.
they weren't. They were just old, waiting.
Waiting around for their turn to go in the back.
I'm thinking my number, I think, is up. I'm not sure.
I'm going to save my family some money and just die right here.
Yeah, right. Well, they handed the ticket to the embalmer and said,
goodness.
"Is this me or is it?" But anyway.
Well, one of the things that I think is so awesome, our next guest, Elaine.
Yeah.
She's just a ball of sunshine, and I think she is everything that you don't think about in a funeral director.
Well, y'all are going to be talking girl talk, aren't you?
We are going to be talking girl talk. Mr. Danny was not invited to this conversation.
I was going to say, why don't I just step out
Yeah.
while y'all talk your girl talk?
Yes.
And then come get me.
I will.
But Elaine, I know a little bit.
Uh-huh.
She is awesome.
She is, and she is a funeral boss. She runs Funeral Boss Inc., and she's going to tell us all about it. And she even has a very, very special offer for all of our Caskets and Cocktails listeners.
Oh, wow, that's great.
She is just right up my alley. And do you work with a lot of women?
I work with several women. I have always worked with women. They're very
Outside
good.
of the sales role.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. As a matter of fact, I have 2 licensed funeral directors that work for me right now on my side of the fence. I have had several women that have worked in the industry for several decades, helping people with what we call family service, which is helping them make sure that the pre-arrangements, the funerals, and the cemetery and all of that stuff is done exactly the way they want to. A lot of times they're called celebrants. Now, they're called celebrants, and they are licensed to be celebrants, and those licensed celebrants help people with all the little minutia, kind of like a party planner, if you will.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And so the industry is swinging towards you women.
Awesome.
And so far they're doing great.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't hear any families ever complaining. I just hear the old men complaining. All the families want to see is Beth. All the families want to see is Martha.
Yeah.
So,
All the old men who want to get paid their commission.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay.
Well, guys, hang tight with us, and we will be right back with Elaine. Beach Too Sandy, Water Too Wet is a comedy podcast featuring brother and sister duo Alex and Christina as they recap dramatic readings of 1-star reviews written by real people with not so real problems. Whether it's a bar's no throw-up policy, a barista who's just too friendly, or a school psychologist's fashion sense, prepare for equal amounts of laughter and eye-rolling. Listen to Beach Too Sandy, Water Too Wet on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, or any of your favorite podcast apps. You can also find them on all social media platforms at Beach Too Sandy. Well, welcome back, everybody. I am so excited about our next guest. Our next guest is Elaine, and she has started the most like amazing empire called Funeral Boss Inc. And I just absolutely love it. And I'm so excited to have you on, Elaine. Thanks for joining.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I was looking forward to this all week.
Oh, good. Well, why don't you tell everybody just a little bit about your background? And I know you have a great story for us too, but first introduce yourself.
Well, first, I've been in the funeral profession for, over 15 years now. I started when I was 18 years old, and at the time, I was kind of hired as, just a quick job that I needed right out of high school,
Mhm.
and it was funny as I get a call one day from a family friend and saying, "Hey, I need a secretary at the funeral home."
Uh-huh.
So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, cool. I'm just going to type and answer phones. But little did I know, even a secretary in a funeral home, you guys get thrown into the mix, like it or not.
Uh-huh.
and and what I just kind of ended up falling in love with the industry, and I made it a career for myself. And my gosh, I've been so fortunate to meet so many amazing people in the profession, and it just blows my mind, how big our industry is, and there's just so much fun and so many people to connect with still.
Yeah. And so this episode is all about misconceptions in the industry. And I'm sure being a female working in the industry, I'm guessing you probably have a story or two about it.
Yeah. So I think one thing that I laugh about is, that misconception, because I think a lot of the time, for the longest time especially, I think it was a very male driven industry, and now as the years go on, I think we're seeing more and more women in mortuary school. The family is, starting to transition, where the next generation's coming up to help take over the business, and a lot of it are daughters and just family members that are all women. And I think that's the biggest change for our profession. And one thing in particular that I would always laugh about was that people always get caught off guard with seeing a woman sometimes behind the wheel of the funeral coach. you know I used to get double takes all the time, like, wait, you're driving this thing? And one time in particular, I helped a family that I remember, we would greet them, have them seated, and then they'd give me the cue, okay, they're ready for you. So I remember heading up, I walked into the office to greet everybody, and the family just was kind of taken aback. And I looked at them and I said, oh, is there a problem? And they said, no, not at all. We actually are just pleasantly surprised. We expected to see this huge 8-foot lurch, turn the corner. And here I am. I'm barely like 5'1", so
Uh-huh. Oh
I
my
threw
gosh.
him for a loop. So it's just funny. I think it could still be a big surprise to a lot of families to see us in that seat, of being in charge and putting their loved one in our care. And we make it happen. We make everything happen to a T.
Yeah, I totally get that. Like the misconceptions are so big. I know growing up with my dad being in death care and growing up in the
Mhm.
industry, everybody just like is so shocked. They're always like, "Oh, but like you wear colors and you don't wear all black and your makeup isn't like dark and scary." And I'm a normal person. I'm not anything
You're right.
out of the box. And I think one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you on the show is to tell us about your new venture. And I mean, you have amassed over 6,000 followers on Instagram in a
Mhm.
very short amount of time. So I am like crazy about everything you do. So
Oh,
tell our audience about your store. It is so cool, y'all.
oh, thank you, thank you. So it's been something that's been on my mind for years now. And one thing that I would always notice is I would go online just to look for, fun products like maybe coffee mugs or a phone case or T-shirts. And I've always noticed that the selection was limited, and meaning limited to my style, and a lot of the stuff that I would see would be dark and it just wasn't something that, I felt would kind of represent me. And
Mhm.
so I've had the idea, but it's just been a busy couple years. But I finally have been given some time and flexibility to make it happen. And I wasn't sure how it would be perceived as well, right? Because the goal is I wanted to be like, positive and just new and fresh and just something for people to just be drawn to. So when I started the Instagram, I thought, let me make some quotes up, and everything that I put out there has been, just what I've come up with. And I thought, let's see if anybody could connect or relate. And my gosh, before I even knew it, I had over a couple thousand followers, and it was before I even could debut the store.
Yeah.
So it was just so much. I was like, oh my gosh, it gave me just that reassurance that, what, I'm doing the right thing. I have a mission for what I'm doing. I want to be able to give back and just connect with women, especially in just the funeral service, to see how I can help. But just at the same time, give them some fun ideas on how they could represent, because it's so important to be proud of what we do. It's not an easy job, and there's just so much to be proud of, so hopefully they can find something that, they can enjoy at the store.
Oh
and,
my
and
gosh.
yeah, and I mean, I'm sure, I think I mentioned to you that I would love to send you guys some stuff too, just
Oh,
because
I am so excited. I see
it'd
so
be
much
so
pink
fun.
stuff in your store and I'm obsessed. So it's so girly. It's beautiful. I love your messaging too. It's extremely positive. And one of the things that's really hard about the death care industry is you never quite know how people are going to react. So I love your just radiant energy. It comes out in our interview today, and it also comes out in your store. And I love the thought of when you are a female in this industry, it's hard.
Mhm.
It's a
It
tough. There's expectations that fall on you
is.
that are limiting, and for you to have this awesome shop to where people can show their pride in their job,
Mhm.
I absolutely love it. And your necklaces, it's everything from necklaces to shirts to purses. I mean, you have to socks, like even customized.
Yeah, and
Y'all, it is
I
so
think
cute.
I think what's fun about it too is that, you can probably wear something like this, and when you're out in public, you're gonna get bound to be asked a question, and I think
Oh yeah.
it's so important for us to also connect with the public, because you guys see so much and stuff online where sometimes we kind of get the negative end of the stick, and
Mhm.
but I think it's because people don't know, our side, and
Yeah.
there's so many behind the scenes things that we have to do to make it happen, and we overextend ourselves sometimes with families and trying to help. And I seen a post the other day. I'm a part of a really great group on Facebook. It's all women in funeral service. And the young girl posted, and she said, I every time I mention what I do, for some reason I'm getting like kind of negative feedback saying, oh, you must be doing it for the money. And everybody in the group were kind of
Mhm.
laughing, because we thought, gosh, no one does this for the money. We all do it
No.
because we
No.
really care about what we're doing. And but she's given the opportunity to educate them on what we provide and how things are. And so I'm hoping that anytime someone sees something from the funeral boss store, it could kind of stir up a conversation and allow people to just educate the public on who we are, what we do, and why we are what we are. So in a
Yes.
positive way.
I love it. And Elaine, thank you for breaking those barriers down for us. This is just so exciting. And I absolutely love your message. And thank you so much for coming on. And guys, go out and check out Funeral Boss Inc. Give it a shout out. Tell them where they can find you.
Yeah, so if you could go to Instagram, you follow me on there, just Funeral Boss Inc. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we have our own website, and I'll also provide a promo code for all your listeners.
Ooh.
So that way, yeah, if they go on there, you guys get an extra discount when you're purchasing something. And just thank you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Let's see where this all goes. And the goal is to build it so that we can get big enough to just give back and help, from everything to books for people in school, to tuition, to conventions, shows, to get you guys out there. And I think it's important for us to support each other. So thank you guys.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Elaine. We so appreciate it. And guys, hang tight. We're going to bring Mr. Danny back on and we are going to wrap this up for you all. And thank you, thank you, thank you. Check out Funeral Boss Inc. We're going to be tagging them on all sorts of stuff over Instagram over the next couple of weeks. And hang tight. We got more to come. Hey guys, have you ever thought about starting your very own podcast? Well, now you can with Anchor. It's the easiest way to make a podcast. We use it. It's free. There's awesome creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Also, Anchor will distribute your podcast so it can be heard all over the place, like Spotify and Apple Podcasts and many, many more. And you can even make money from your podcast with minimal listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Be sure to download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. Welcome back, guys. So, how did you like Elaine?
She was fabulous, I thought.
She was, wasn't she?
And,
oh my gosh.
And the pictures of her, she's absolutely gorgeous.
She is. She's really beautiful.
She is beautiful.
And she is doing awesome things. I legit love all of her products.
Well, she's a little late in the game to be a groundbreaker as far as women in the industry is concerned. But man, is she making waves.
She's making waves with all of these cool products. And guess what?
What?
Elaine has offered us 10% off any purchase. And so,
really?
Yes, and just go check her out on Instagram. It's Funeral Boss Inc.
And you do not have to be in the industry to buy from her.
That's true. It's
not just for funeral directors and cemetery people. It's for everybody.
That's right. It's super cute. I love it. But what you'll do is go to Funeral Boss Inc. on Instagram. Check her out. You will get a 10% discount when you use codes caskets and cocktails. It's not spelled out and, it's the ampersand. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, that is.
Is that right?
That's exactly how you say it.
So caskets and cocktails, and use the little ampersand and not spell out and. But you will get 10% off. So thank you, Elaine. Not only do we appreciate you coming on and sharing kind of your journey about what it's like to be a female in the industry and the inspiration behind your new line.
And congratulations on your new line, Elaine.
Yes. Awesome. We're happy for her.
Yes.
So, Daddy, you kind of mentioned something when we were talking about people wanting to shake your hand and kind of where that kind of comes from, or their lack of wanting to shake your hand.
Yeah, well, I mean, they think that when you work in the cemetery business, that you're dirty.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes maybe, but most of the time, no. I mean, I don't have to go out, thanks be to God, and do all of the dirty stuff. I mean, hell, I'm old. But I know one time my backhoe was broken down. And so I had the bright idea that we were just going to dig this particular grave by hand.
Oh, my gosh.
And I had no concept. I had no clue. So me and two other guys drove out to Tiftonia, Tennessee.
What were you wearing?
I wasn't wearing a suit.
That's what I was going to ask.
I wasn't wearing a suit because I knew where we were going. But I didn't know how long. I thought digging a grave would take us an hour or an hour and a half, something like that. No problems. Well, we got out there and started digging one morning, and there was three of us, and they had that old shale slag kind of rock that's almost rock, but harder than dirt.
Yeah. That's awful.
Oh, God, it was horrible. And we used pickaxe and shovels.
Oh, my God.
The three of us took us 6 hours.
You were joking.
No, and it was summer.
I can imagine it taking you and 2 other men like you 6 hours, but these groundsmen are, they're
Grown men.
They're men.
Yeah, they really are. And wait a minute.
Oh, I
What
didn't
did that
mean
mean
that. That's not what I
exactly?
meant.
Sounded like it. We'll talk about this later. But we worked, and it was summer, and it was hot, and we were soaking wet, and we were just dirty. Now, that day, I was dirty when you shook my hand.
I bet.
But most days I'm not. But, when people talking about the cemeteries is so funny. I had a friend of mine who's an orthopedic surgeon. And when I first met him, he said, "Now, what do you do?" I said, "Well, I'm in the cemetery business." And he said, "You mean you make a living off of other people's suffering?"
Oh, my God.
I looked at him, I said, "My God, man, you're an orthopedic surgeon.
Yeah.
If nobody suffered, you would starve to death."
Exactly.
So it depends on how you look at things,
Yeah.
I mean, we're people just like everybody else.
Right.
We do a job just like everybody else.
Yeah.
If we didn't do our job, Mom would still be in the kitchen.
Ew.
Ew.
Yeah. That's pretty yucky.
Yeah, that's why we do our job.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep clean kitchens.
Ew. Well, guys, that was kind of gross. But thank y'all so much for all of your support. We cannot thank you enough for everything that you're doing for Caskets and Cocktails. So if you are not following us on social media,
You need to be.
you need to be. We are at Caskets and Cocktails on Instagram and on Facebook. Kind of on Twitter. I'm not great at it.
Yeah.
But
We need to get Trump involved.
oh,
He's great at Twitter.
I don't think I'm going to get even close to that. He makes me nervous.
Okay. He's kind of a loose cannon sometimes.
Yeah. No telling what he'd say.
Yeah.
We'll be standing on a stage. Next thing we know, we'll be like, how did we get here? We don't even like this guy.
Well, we'd have presidents from other countries against
Yeah,
us.
exactly.
Do not listen to Caskets and the Cocktails.
That would be horrible.
It would. But hey, we like you.
Yeah, we do like you, but wow.
Yeah, we're not going to Twitter with you.
Yeah, sorry, Trump. But we are very grateful for all of your support. You also can go to Patreon and support us as well. And guess what we're doing right this second?
What?
We just filmed this last segment.
Oh.
It's a video.
Yeah.
And it is going to our Patreon subscribers.
If you'd have told me, I'd have tied my tie.
I mean, you're looking right at the camera.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I was supposed to act like it's like far away.
Oh.
Like movie cameras.
Okay, it's not. We don't have that much money.
Okay, instead of an iPhone.
Yeah, instead of an iPhone, exactly.
I thought that was boring into my skull.
Yeah. Well, guys, if you want to see some of our clips live, check out Mr. Danny telling his stories in his own way. You can see his facial expressions.
Inimitable way.
Yes, absolutely.
Use
and
that
sipping
word.
on Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
I can't even say that word. But we are very, very grateful. And again, be sure to check out Funeral Boss Inc. on Instagram. Elaine is going to give you 10% off your purchase if you use code Caskets and Cocktails with the little ampersand, not the and. So Caskets and Cocktails. And I am really glad we got to clear up some of these misconceptions in the industry today.
I am too. I'm not always dirty, and I hadn't seen your mother naked.
I don't need to know about all that. Well, guys, thank you so much. And remember, we'll be the last ones to let you down. Good job. Hey y'all, are you listening to Spotify? I am. I love it. And guess what? You can find Caskets and Cocktails on Spotify. You can follow your favorite podcast so you never miss an episode, including ours. Premium users can even download the episodes to listen offline wherever you are. It's really easy to share what you're listening with your friends on Instagram, which I absolutely love. So if you haven't done so already, be sure to download the Spotify app, search for Caskets and Cocktails on Spotify, or browse other podcasts and add it to your library. Also, make sure that you share Caskets and Cocktails through Spotify, through Instagram, however it is, and be sure that you follow us so that you never miss an episode of Caskets and Cocktails on Spotify.